Because the heat is getting on my head. I'm not sure I'm here to talk about Dumso as you want to drag me into it. But I told you that when I got to the ministry, we've gone past the era where we had 72 to 96 days of lights out and 6 hours of light on. We are in the era of Dumsiesie, which is profoundly different from Dumso. Dumso, as inflicted on Ghanaians, has only happened as characterized His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's governance. He is the only president on record that for 4 years that he reigned, for 4 years that he ruled, for 4 years that he governed, doom, 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 doom. Because the heat is getting on my head. I'm not sure I'm here to talk about Dumso as you want to drag me into it. But I told you that when I got to the ministry, we've gone past the era where we had 72 to 96 days of lights out and 6 hours of light on. We are in the era of Dumsiesie, which is profoundly different from Dumso. Dumso, as inflicted on Ghanaians, has only happened as characterized His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's governance. He is the only president on record that for 4 years that he reigned, for 4 years that he ruled, for 4 years that he governed, doom, 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 doom. If the non-partisan colleague says that now it's worse, then I don't know where his relatives lie. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Minister, I'll let you come. Colleague members, we want to plead with you, please. Let us stick to questions that have been captured in the document so that we would be able to make headway. So please let us stick to the questions.
Honorable Minister, I want to place something on record. President Mahama is the only president who has taken responsibility for Dumso. It has happened since time immemorial. All the heads of state or presidents in the history of this country have suffered Dumso. Even President Kufuor's era, they had to import toy generators from outside under Honorable Kofi Adda. But President John Mahama was bold enough, humble enough, and took responsibility and said he was going to solve it. And he did solve it.
Thank you very much.
President Mahama left office, we have excess capacity.
Thank you, Rankin.
We have excess capacity.
Thank you, Mr. Rankin.
And our generation was about 83%.
Thank you, Mr.
You only came to add about less than even 4 or 5%.
Mr. Rankin,
so
thank
please,
you. Let's
get that on record. That President Mahama is the only president in the history of this country
let's
who has solved
Let's make a headway.
Thank you.
Akimoda MP, please.
Chairman, thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity to commend the minister with the way he has handled the questions so far. I think that in the midst of all the issues that he's raised, if the figure of coverage of 88.7 is anything to go by, then the minister and his team need this commendation. I want to bring the minister to page 9. A question asked by Honorable Kwabena Mensah Woyomi. On the 21st July 2021, he asked the minister steps the ministry is taking to get aquatic weeds removed from the lower Volta basin, including all the tributaries of the river within the South Tong and Dangbe East districts. Want to ask the minister the assurances that were given. It seems not to have been done. So, Mr. Minister, what is the current status of Mr. Kwabena Mensah Woyomi's question?
Thank you. The Volta River Authority commenced the Lower Volta dredging project to address weed proliferation by altering river conditions to inhibit weed growth. The project involves deepening the river channel, enhancing navigation, minimizing flood risks, and reducing sunlight reaching the riverbed to impede aquatic weed growth. It also includes removing nutrient-rich substrate from the riverbed to deprive the weeds of essential nutrients. If you do recall, these weeds were not particularly of a local nature. They were introduced probably inadvertently. And so we need to alter the characteristics of the ecosystem for which the weed proliferates. And that's what the VRA is doing. There's no start date and end date, because once you are altering somewhere, you create the conditions for the weeds to go somewhere. So it's eternal vigilance and continually monitoring the situation so that you can keep the weeds growth to the barest minimum and prevent them from causing accidents and things on the river. Thank you.
Thank you. Any follow-up question? Okay, Savogo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question is question 586 from the Hansard. 586 from the Hansard. That's page 20 of the handouts. 20. But from the Hansard is 586. So the question goes to the Minister. On the 29th of June, Mr. Minister, the Honorable Daniel Nsala Wakpal, MP for Kwandai, asked the Minister for Energy when the following communities in his constituency were going to be connected to the national grid. And he mentioned communities like Yadimakura, Atefufu, Kachepe, Adakpa, Che, Dubong, Ugando, Banajado, Bokodo, and Alhassan Kura. On that same day, Mr. Minister, you explained that Asampanaye, Samanga, Tolo Krum, and Mensa Krum did not form part of any of the ministry's ongoing electrification projects. However, you did say that you have noted the concern and for connection to the national grid in the subsequent phases of the electrification program upon the electricity grid in subsequent phases of the electrification program. Can you update the committee on the status of this program? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable colleague. The ministry is here to obtain funding for commencement of new projects. These communities will be considered when funding becomes available.
So nothing has been done to any of the communities the Honorable Nsala mentioned at the moment?
As soon as funding is available, we will commence the project.
Thank you. Colleague members, we'll be discharging the minister in the next 20 minutes, so let's wrap up with our questions.
Honorable Chair, it's in the next 30 minutes. We have only 7 questions left to be asked. So we want to plead with you. You make it snappy. We have 30 minutes more to discharge the Honorable Minister because the questions are 7. We have 7 questions remaining. So 30 minutes more for Honorable Minister because
20 is fine.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chair. Honorable Minister, I asked a question whether Ghana is broke or not. You said Ghana is not broke, but all your answers says that you don't have funding. So Ghana is broke. Why don't you accept that?
Ghana is not broke.
Pierre, the minister is refusing to accept the fact that Ghana is broke. But we all know. So.
Chairman, my colleague, ranking member, honorable member, the fact that you cannot cater for every need of your family doesn't mean you are broke. The requests may come, and you might decide to prioritize the requests. And even when you prioritize, and the sickness drops, you might have to divert your prioritization to what has become emergency. Ghana is not broke. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Okay, substantive the question here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Minister, we want to ask this question on behalf of Honorable Yao Peter Yakwachi Aka, page 21, question number 957. Mr. Chairman, the honorable member asked the Minister of Energy when the following electrification projects in the following communities will be completed: Ajedum, Asasetre, Ashram, Jilikum, Kakra. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, the Minister answered that they were going to repackage all those things and then they make sure that they will operate under the next shelf to help them to complete the project. I want to know from the Minister, so far, what has gone on with this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, ranking member, acting Chair. I just answered a colleague, and I said that not a single rural electrification project started in this country, completed on time, and completed covering all the communities they were supposed to carry, complete. This is one example. The Norman Lamont project started under President Kufuor. And were concluded in 2022. It connected 2,131 communities. Yet still, 120 communities were not connected. It did more communities than even the contract said, but yet still 120 communities within that contract were not connected. So my promise was that as soon as we get funding and the next phase, we'll package that 120 communities and add it. Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rankin. Mr. Rankin. On 24 February 2022, Honorable James Jachi Kwesen asked a question. The question number 315, page 7 on the document I'm holding. The question is, the Ministry of Energy to be connected the following communities in Asenov. I have page 7. Which of the document? The sample. Question number 315. Question number 315. On the date of February 24th, 2022. Have you seen it? Yes. The question is, on behalf of Honorable Jechi Kwesen, on the step being taken by the Minister of Energy to connect the following communities in the Asen North constituency to the national grid. 1, Canaan, Tetrenkwanta, Aninkraja, Chekrum, Subinso, Bientre, Binatre, Aite, Gold Coast, Camp, Krofufrodo, Adau, Srokwaku, Adu, Agbaja, and then, Mr. Minister, Honorable Minister, you stated that the communities I have mentioned do not form
part of any of the ministry's ongoing projects, but they had been noted and would considered for connection to the national grid in a subsequent phase. So the committee would like to know from the minister what progress has made so far. Thank you, Mr. Minister.
Thank you. Thank you. We have not secured funding for any of the projects yet, so it has not been done. Thank you.
Follow up. Follow up.
No, it's okay. Let's get another person.
He answered me, and I have follow-up question, Chairman. Yes, Chairman. Minister keeps saying there's no funding, so I would like to know from the minister.
They have not secured.
They have not secured funding. So almost any time, any question, no secured funding. So when are we going to secure the funds? And Ghana is not broke per what we are saying. So how are you going to make progress? Thank you.
On a lighter note, Ghana is not broke, but even when IDA, we get funding from IDA, your side helps us to pass it very easily. I believe so. So I know that when we get the funding, your side will continue to help us pass it through Parliament so easily. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My sister MP. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, on the 16th of June, 2021, myself, the Member of Parliament for Sisala West, asked the Minister for Energy when the following communities in the Sisala West will be connected to the national grid: Pana, Sangbaka, Kuni, and Gbele. Mr. Chairman, the Minister on the said day assured the House that by the end of 2021, those communities will be connected to the national grid. As I am speaking, as their Member of Parliament, the situation is still the same. We are in May 2024, 3 years down the line. Nothing is still done. Though the minister on that day assured the House that by the end of 2021, those communities will be connected to the national grid. I would like to find out from the minister, what is the current state of that particular contract? Thank you.
Honorable Member, before the minister comes in, you just let us know the page number and the question number for our records.
In fact, page number 1, question number, what's the number? Question number 8. Page 1.
Minister.
4 communities were asked by your good self to be connected. 2 have been. 2 are outstanding. The community, Sangbaka and Gbele communities, are completed and are waiting commissioning. The 2 others we haven't. And I think we'll invite you to the commissioning.
Mr. Minister, Honorable Minister, sorry. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if the people of Gbele are really watching us. I think not up to 3 weeks, I was in Gbele community, and this issue of their light has come up. There's no transformer at site, not even meters. And so when Minister says that those communities have been connected awaiting commission, I don't know if he's indeed referring to Gbele and Sisala West or a different constituency. I am speaking as their Member of Parliament, and I'm speaking with facts. There is nothing like that happening in Gbele, neither Sangbaka. In fact, I've been to your ministries, and I don't know the director of materials or power is around. I've been to their office at Solo. Yes. And I met the engineers and we went through the files and I was assured that they were going to take delivering of materials to the site. Some materials, according to them, were sent to the site. All right. Sangbaka, for instance, there were materials there. But I can tell you that if you can do site visitation, even if it is not yourself, the regional minister can do that on your behalf and probably report back to you. The report that you are getting from those communities, it is different from what is currently happening there. It is not done. And I'm speaking with facts. I am the member of parliament. I'm not speaking with hearsay. I am saying that I was in those communities 2 weeks ago before returning to Accra. Thank you. So, Mr. Minister, if probably there can be reassurance, if you are telling me that it's left with commissioning, can you please tell me the day so that the people in Bele and Sangbaka are also watching us? They would also hear that the minister is saying that their communities have been connected, awaiting commissioning on so day, so that on that particular day, we'll all be there to assist you to do the commissioning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The best person to tell me what is going, in all honesty, is the member of parliament. And you have said so. The indicating to me is that the materials were supplied, the installation works has been done. We will have to commission the installation work. Installation work can be commissioned and there will be no meters. That doesn't mean there are no electricity in the community. There's a lag between meters. So if you say nothing at all has been done, that is your first statement. The second statement was that when you went to Sambaka, you saw that some of the things are there. But I'm informed that it's left with commissioning. Since you came there from 2 weeks ago, we will schedule another visit with yourself so that we can come on the same wavelength.
Thank you very much, Minister. No, it's okay. Remarks from the, a word from the ranking, please.
Honorable members. I'm coming.
No, relax.
I'm coming. Just hold on.
Mr. Chairman,
hold on.
I said 2 of the committees were awaiting commissioning.
Yes.
The transformers required for Pana and Kuni communities will be supplied to the contractor for installation when the ministry takes delivery. So the other 2 are also noted.
I said I will go with you today. Rankin, your comments.
Honorable Minister, Chairman, before I put my issues and wind up, it seems the Minister is providing same answers to almost all the questions. And the value has been the same. The honest truth is that there's no money, no funding. But I will permit Honorable Chiwete to ask one critical question. It is very, very important. So that last question before I wind up, because we, in about 5-10 minutes, we'll discharge the minister. So Honorable Chiwete, come out with that question.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Minister, page 7 of the document, a question filed, asked by Honorable Joseph Nikwe on 21st July 2021. Honorable Minister, you answered that the ministry has completed works in the Napambol and Wandomdo communities of the Saboba district. However, these communities are yet to be commissioned due to certification of the customer household wiring by the Energy Commission's certified electrical wiring professionals. My concern is on this paragraph. What is the process and how long does it take? Such that they should finish with the work in the community and just the certification should hold the community on the access of electricity.
The contractor will finish his work. He will want to be paid. The only way you know that the contractor has done a correct job is to get the regulatory agency to go and certify that, yes, the work has been done to the specification and the standards at which it has to be done, and yes, the people can use it. Should it happen, that somebody goes to light up and something happens, that will not be your question. Your question to me will be, why didn't the people go and do what was supposed to do? So please allow the regulator to go and do his work, and we'll commission. Maybe it's taking so long because there are problems. I'm not aware of, but I'll do a follow-up for you. Thank you.
All right, so thank you, honorable members and colleagues. You know, like I said, the value has been the same, because no funding, no funding, no funding. I believe, honorable, listen, relax. Why? You have not been permitted. You, honorable, please, you are overruled. You are not on the floor. You are overruled. Please. You are overruled. Please. You don't have the floor. Please. Honorable member, you don't have the floor. We are all here. The minister has stated several times that no funding. The answer, almost 75% of his answers or response has been the same. No answers, no funding. So what is wrong with that? We don't have a problem. Because Ghanaians, we are working for Ghanaians. So please, let me conclude. Let me finish my issue. Honorable member, please. Please. Honorable Minister, I have one important question for you, even though that is not captured on our document. It has to do with the China Water Company, the China Water Project. You know, during our time before NDC left office, that company, Chinese company, was busy extending electricity everywhere and in this country. And in my constituency, they've extended electricity to 19 communities. On the first phase 1, 19 communities, and 12 other communities were awarded on phase 2. And since 2017 till date, not even a single community has been connected. And as we speak, I've had to share cost with the ministry. I've spent over 400,000 on buying HT and LV poles alone for those communities. And even as we sit, I have 50 more LV poles to buy. What is happening? What is the status of that project?
Thank you. I am happy that you said that the project was being done by China Water. It was a contracted project, right? And if they find out, after going to site, if they find out there were more towns and communities that should have been included, that weren't part of the whole project scheme that was thought of. That are some of the problems that would arise. And I said it generally because I didn't want to do particular attribution. And I said, since we started our rural electrification project in the late 80s to now, the biggest problem is that after the contractor has gone out, when he goes to do the feasibility study, when he has been contracted to do 2,000 towns, you find out that there are many more communities that were escaped in that done when the contract was awarded. Because if the contract was awarded and you're supposed to do 100 towns in your community, why would they stop? So it just means that what the contract was awarded and the number of towns they are finding out that existed, there was a discrepancy. And I'm saying that it has been a hallmark of all our electrification projects. I just read to you another electrification project, Norman Weldy Lamont. That started, I think the first time it started was 2001 or 2002 when they started doing the study. It was completed in 2022, about 21 years. It did more communities than what had been written. But yesterday when they finished, there were 120 communities it had not reached that were supposed to be reached. And then before the money got run out. So what happens is that they come for extra funding to complete those projects. It's the extra funding that has been a problem, especially since we went into the COVID and IMF, to get extra funding. Even when you get it, passing it through Parliament is also another problem. I won't blame us, but I'll blame Parliament, that even getting loans through Parliament. You hear press conferences that say, the country that is broke, you have taken 3.5 billion. And I saw my very good friend, in front of one of the cameras say that we are collecting too many loans. Is this same loan? You remember that press conference I was telling you? I said, don't do that. Because when you do that and you come and ask me for money for your electrification, how do I get money when you don't pass my loan? So I think when we come back, there are loans that we need to pass. Let us quickly help government in passing those loans so that we can get more electrification. So that your 12 communities and his 10 communities, when your brother spoke, he said he sees that in some communities we are doing electrification. It is not because we are not doing anything. When you go around the country, you see, you go to get a village, there are things, poles, wires, packed there, right? Nothing is being done for some number of years. Why is it so? It is so because maybe the transformer hasn't come. So we decided in the ministry that I will not supply anything to a community when we don't have the full complement of things to complete. We asked that the district assemblies, your own district assemblies, should support you in that agenda. I can cite example, Mampo District Assembly, Mampo Municipal Assembly. They has been supporting the ministry in extending electricity to a lot of places. It is the prioritization that you spoke about, that the MCE sees that the electricity going there is more important than anything. So assembly funds, he's complementing that of the ministry with the little that we have, and the electricity is going on. In Damongo, they are doing it. In everywhere. So my colleague from Solar, sit down with your assembly, let's see the equipment we have, let them share their cost, and let's send the communities the electricity. After all, the electricity is not coming to your house. It's going to other citizens of the country. And whether there's a district assembly common fund or the MP share of the common fund or the ministry that is supplying, we are sending electricity to who needs it most. That are the citizens. Let's work together. But when we bring a loan and you refuse, and you go and do a press conference, how can we do the electrification? That is why I'm soliciting your support. That government has certain loans that are coming up. Promise the House, promise Ghanaians that you are going to support those loans so that you don't want the electricity again.
Please,
because it wasn't yours.
Please.
So, Oti bless, when the loans come for China Water Company, support it vigorously. Let's pass it so that your constituency and your communities and Ghanaians will get to a stage when every part of Ghana is electrified. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. But what I do know in the case of China Water is that government has failed to fulfill their part of the funding, because it is supposed to be donor funding. It's donor funded, and there's a percentage that is supposed to be taken care of by government. But our government has failed to fulfill their parts of that obligation. That is why
John Oti bless. Oti bless, John.
I've given you a title. Add my title, Honorable.
Is it Doctor?
Add my title,
Dr. Oti
please.
bless. Honorable ranking member or government assurances. Don't be so quick in castigating your government, because on this particular note, the fault is from China Water. They couldn't get the Sinosure support. It is not government of Ghana. Yes, we have our own problems, but when the problem is not us, don't quickly go and bring problems to us. I don't know why you wish government so poorly or badly. The problem of China Water is that Sinosure could not support them. And if Sinosure could not support, the China government will not release the money. Now, who caused them? It is our inability to work so hard. So let them work so hard and bring the Sinosure.
Thank you very much, Minister. Minister, I think it's my turn to, mine is more or less a suggestion and a recommendation. As much as today you've exposed a lot of success stories and certain challenges that you also face vis-a-vis, I want to be frank today that since your assumption as Minister of Energy, as a Member of Parliament for Yendi, I should be proud to say that I have benefited from almost 32 communities of electrification projects.
You alone.
From Yendi.
You alone.
Please, before the minister came the former minister had awarded 10 communities. Another 10 is ongoing. So we should not create an impression that as much as funding issues differs. No, please.